Hi, I am Osman. I am an energy healer on a master level with telepathic capabilities. I specialize in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, among a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having practiced yoga and meditation for almost 50 years and teaching for 44 years. And having studied during that period under various masters and different schools of yoga thought and disciplines, and combined and created my own protocol, combining the best of all the schools in order to simplify and make it more effective in a shorter space of time for the 21st century. So visit my website, yogawellness786.com, for more information on my services. And also remember that all my therapies are natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. The fundamental purpose for our life is to develop our brain, or the higher capacities of the brain. So the yogic sciences are there to as a tool to achieve this. And if you've got the right protocols, you're going to be able to, every person in will have an opportunity to be able to fully realize his full potential, which is exponentially much higher than the level we are in right now. So in my opinion and my assertion, we are only a fraction of the percentage of the capacity of the brain. And once you start opening up, layer by layer, it starts increasing and increasing and increasing the higher and higher capacities. As you are, awakening higher and higher capacities, life starts to become better and easier and smoother and more harmonious. Does the problems change? No. Whatever problems are there, but the way in which you can cope and the speed at which you can find a solution to overcome it, or to deal with it or manage it, becomes much more efficient and much better, and you end up being a much happier person. I think now I'm 56 years old. From my age of 13, till now, I've been like sailing through life, right? And the type of problems that I had or encountered in my life, a lot of people are wondering how I am still alive, having gone through so much of, trauma, stresses, being self-employed for 29 years, having lost so many companies, and making so much of money and losing it all, and making it and losing it all, having problem relationships, and marriages, failed marriages, and health problems, right? And overcoming those health problems and so forth. But irrespective of all those things, I was calm and relaxed throughout. Not like a person who doesn't know what's happening or ways, handling each problem, head on, shoulder to the wheel, but not getting stressed under the problem. I said, okay, this is the problem, this is what I need to do, but doesn't mean I have to, be sad and be angry and be stressed out and be full of anxiety and go into panic attacks and so forth. I'm calm, cool. Okay, it's a problem. This is what I can do right now, and I handle it. That's what I need to do. Yes, maybe tomorrow someone's going to shoot me, right? And I'm going to be shot dead, right? So I take all the precautionary measures, right, in making sure, I'm trying to do things as safely as possible, because some of us are living in big cities like New York City and so forth, where things are so dangerous, and women are getting raped anytime and every time, and they're having drug addiction problems because they can't handle the stresses and the problems, and becoming addicted to even pharmaceutical drugs, and unable to find solutions, and total despair, right? And letting the problems overcome you. No, I'm smooth, and I'm happy all the time, and I'm okay, right? And so, because I've been practicing yoga and meditation for a long time, and I started to understand more and more philosophies. I started to understand the deep philosophies of dualism and non-dualism, and all this thing, and see the nonsense in it, or their light in it, right? Not getting lost in it, because the creative capacity, was awakened. I mean, I've studied at one time. I did a prepared for an analytical chemistry examination. It had a textbook that I had never opened before in my life, and there was 800 pages in it. I needed to memorize that and I had 48 hours in which to write the exams, and I had a distinction, right? I went through, I memorized and understood all 800 pages and the formulas and definitions, and go into the exam rooms 48 hours later and get a distinction for it, right? And thereafter, I mean, that was in my teens, right? 19, 20 years old, right? But thereafter, later in my 40s, I had to do some board exams, for business purposes. I had to, pass certain exams in order to get into certain industries, because you need to be a member of that industry and that organization. And there are, various board exams that you need to, understand and write. I had the highest in the history. How I know that? Because I got 100% for everything in the very all levels. There were like about 5 levels. All levels I got 100%. And then when I started to study certain subjects and so forth, university courses to increase my knowledge, when I got 98%, I got very depressed once. Oh my God, how come? It's as though I failed the exam. And that's so funny, because we're human, we can make a mistake. And I don't know, maybe I misunderstood something, and, how come, I lost that. Till today, I can't get over it, right? But that is because I'm awakening the higher and higher levels, right? So this is actually your fundamental purpose, to increase it. And don't go stressing and killing yourself to do that. Get a simple protocol. In my website, I've got a free download 5-minute yoga and meditation program. Start with 5 minutes a day, right? My students, I had a student who focused on my methodologies, right? My advanced methodologies. And she only spent like 20 to 30 minutes a day. Within, I think, within 1 to 2 days, she had the out of body experience, right? Within 1 to 2 days, right? And many students in the advanced level have the out of body experience within 1 to 2 days, up to within 2 weeks, right? Many of them, large numbers, right? And the same student who had the out of body experience within, I think it was by the next day or the second day, right? She also experienced the breathless state within 12 months, right? So this is people struggling 50 years and the whole life they unable to get into the breathless state, right? So she within 12 months, and not someone who was practicing yoga and meditation, but a normal Caucasian woman, a beautiful young lady, 32 years, never practiced yoga or anything before in her life. First time, right, to practice this thing. And I've got students from so many, over 100 countries, right? I've got many interested students from France, from Germany, and these are people who loves the LSD experience, and they feel, they want to experience it naturally as well, through the natural way, through the yoga way, because they enjoy that trip and they want to be permanently in the trip. Can you be permanently there and be amazed? Yes, you can be in two worlds at the same time. You can be in that energy world as well as this world at the same time, by awakening your dormant capacities, of the brain. This is your fundamental purpose, to increase it and be in a blissed out state. There's no drug on this planet that can match the euphoric effect of yoga and meditation. Nothing, right? So I can't say it so vehemently because I never tried, most of the drugs. The highest I went was like alcohol, right? And enjoyed it. Of course, I don't drink now. I think about almost 20 years. I quit, and didn't feel the need for it. Right? Didn't feel the need for it, and I'm usually in not only a calm, even initially I was usually in a calm state, then I'm like in a blissful state, like in a state of orgasm, right? Like every cell is in bliss, right? And I'm feeling so amazing all the time, right? And stresses are coming. Yes, some people make me angry, and they divert me from that, and I get angry, and for the moment, because I'm human, right? And of course, I'm not a stupid person. Someone talks bullshit to me or talk nonsense to me, and I'm not going to accept that, right? I'm going to stand up for my rights, right? And devise a strategy how to best either walk away, or because I'm not going to argue with with monkeys and imbeciles and cockroaches, right? um, if I feel there's going to be some positive effect, I can defend myself, but bounce back to my natural state of calm and blissfulness, right? Calmness and blissfulness all the time, 24/7, right? When I'm sleeping, I don't know, because I sleep like a baby, right? Yes, I do have dreams, as well, and but when I wake up, I'm back. I bounce back, to the state of calm and blissfulness, throughout. So, coming back to fundamental purpose, use the tools that are available, and still don't leave your normal day to day. I also got my business that I'm running, right? I'm running 5 businesses, right? And I'm blind, and I'm doing it alone, right? And um, still, I'm self-supporting and taking care of myself. I lived blind for over almost 3 years alone, independently. When I initially became blind, I was on my own, right? I didn't have any help, and suddenly I have to adjust and adapt myself. I didn't get stressed. I never go into depression. I didn't just become blind in a snap. It took me over 12 months to lose my sight in my second eye, and I lost the sight in my first eye. I thought it was just some type of infection or problem. I didn't know it was the beginning of the loss of both eyes. I just thought I'm lost, one eye, my left eye. And then about a year later, I started to lose the sight in the second eye. And that, fortunately, it took time and prepared me, because a month by month, no matter what protocol I went to and what medical intervention, fortunately, I had the money for everything, right? To explore every possible intervention medically, right? Using the best possible experts. And no one could stop it. Just degree by degree, every month I was losing like about 7 8%, right? By the end of 12 months, I had lost 100%, and then lights out. One fine day, because could just barely see. If I switch on the light, I could see the light switching on and off, right? Everything is like very misty, and I could hardly see. If I bring my hand close to me, I could see my hand, right? It was so misty, and then it get worse and worse, and then lights off. Like someone just turned the switch. Boom. I can't see anymore. Right? It was just happened like that suddenly. And even for the left eye, it was like going, blurry, misty, misty, misty. And suddenly, one fine day, boom, lights out in that eye. Right? I never panic. I never go. It happened. What can I do? What can I do is take all the possible interventions. I'm also an energy healer on an advanced level. I am capable of, reversing, or helping to manage and reverse cancer, terminal illnesses, critical care recovery, telepathically. But I thought, how come I'm not able to reverse? Because it is there's varying types of illnesses and degrees of illness. The worst, the most difficult, most confounding one, the peak is the optic nerve. So I'm so glad I've received that challenge, because once I able to crack that code, means I've cracked the code for reversing aging to get the deathless body. Means that's the clue to reverse aging and the deathless body, right? When I solved that, and I'm so excited that I'm making headway every day, and increasing its my energy on the quantum level, and I'm unable to reach the highest level of the energy because my body is unable to, is evolving. It needs time because every time the energy go higher, the body has to come on par. It goes higher, then the body has to adjust, to that level. As soon as it can withstand that level, higher level, then the energy goes a little bit more, and then it comes. Because if I just let the energy go and not bring my body together, you know, uh, boof, I will not exist, right? I will. It will seem like I died, and the body will be all systems shut down, right? Death. And it's not like I know this thing, it's just I'm learning it as I'm evolving, right? And in my practice. So this is the fundamental thing. There's parts of your brain that is so amazing, and once you awaken, as you awaken it, you will be able to see the increased activity of the brain scientifically and physiologically, right? So it's not some mysterious thing. You are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not this is not it. Develop your brain, right? Develop it. Use the tools. If you don't use it, does it mean a problem? No, you're going to naturally evolve, right? Evolution is happening anyway, right? We've reached the stage, right, of evolution. Is this the end of it? No, there's still a little more to go to complete the development of the, and the tool of yoga sciences and advanced yoga science is there to develop that, your brain. Develop it and experience life in such an amazing way that you can see everything in the energetic level as well as in the physical level, both. Like how you're seeing the world now, but you will see it also in addition in another way, and you can live in both those worlds, right? You're actually not living in two worlds, you've completed your awareness of the full ambit of everything that exists. Like how the bee can see such a massive spectrum of light, and the world is so beautiful, and everything is so colorful for them, and our spectrum is small. So we just, by developing the brain, you increase and maximize the spectrum. That is the fundamental purpose. So I hope that helps you, and take care of yourself always.